An East Texas family is asking for help tonight. Their brother, Christopher Harrell, needs medical care, but they can't find a hospital equipped to take care of him. Harrell weighs close to 800 pounds. KTBS 3's Johnette Magner reports.
On New Year's Eve, Chris Harrell fell in his home, his legs too weak to hold him. When he called 911, firefighters had to cut a hole in his wall to remove him and load him into an ambulance. He was taken to Christus St. Michael, where the only way to accommodate him was to place mattresses on the floor.
I was brought into the emergency room at Christus St. Michael's in Texarkana and left on the floor for 2 days.
Because they didn't have
They did not have a bariatric bed for me.
Christus St. Michael would not comment. Dr. James Barnes is not his doctor, but he is a bariatric surgeon who works with the morbidly obese population.
There's been real advances to being able to accommodate folks that are heavier and heavier, but there are limitations to it.
Christus was able to secure a bariatric bed after 2 days, but it is already broken from his weight.
They've had actual, technician people in here working on it, but I don't know. It was completely deflated this morning.
Barnes says most hospitals in America are not equipped to care for someone his size. Christus St. Michael cannot fit him into a CAT scan machine for a much-needed test. Harrell's sister Tori is desperate to find a place for him.
That's not, when I talked to the social workers, she said they had called 28 places. She said, Austin, Houston, the doctor that is over my 600-pound life TV show even will only take patients who are 700 pounds or below. And currently they know that he's maxing out the bed at 750, but they don't know an exact weight.
Usually in that kind of situation, you try to find some place that will take them for, 6 months, a year, whatever it takes to lose that weight with a controlled diet, and then also some sort of medication like a GLP-1 and weekly injection to help with that as well, and get them down to a weight where you can then do something with them.
Harrell is just 50 years old. He teaches Spanish online. He is a talented artist, having illustrated this book with his siblings. His sisters are not ready to give up, and he is not either.
I'm not too proud to admit that I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know what the circumstances are. My goal is to just put one foot in front of the next in order to find out what series of events I need to do in order to get help.
For KTBS 3 News, I'm Johnette Magner.
The Harrell family hopes someone watching this will know of a place that can take Christopher. For more information, we can visit our website at ktbs.com.
Over the weekend, we told you about Chris Harrell, a Texarkana man who weighs close to 800 pounds. He fell in his home on New Year's Eve, and firefighters had to cut a hole in the side of his wooden house to remove him. I spoke to his sister, and she said he is doing much better. Even though Christus St. Michael in Texarkana is not equipped to care for a person his size, they're working hard to meet his needs while he's there.
He looks so much better. He sounds so much better. He's catching his breath and able to talk. When I would first talk to him, it was hard to understand him because he was gasping. He was only getting 80% oxygen on his own, but he's doing so much better. He looks better. He has a more positive outlook. He's just hopeful for the future. For a long time, he's not been hopeful, and he has that now. He's got his hope back.
Harrell still needs to go to a long-term care facility where he can work to regain his mobility while losing weight, but we're glad to see he's doing better.
For weeks, KTBS 3 has been sharing with you the journey of Chris Harrell, a Texarkana man weighing 800 pounds. You may remember he fell on New Year's Eve, rushed to the hospital where they were not initially equipped to care for someone his size.
Well, tonight we have an update. He is still at Christus St. Michael in Texarkana, where they are working to get him mobile enough to return home.
When I first got here, I couldn't probably have sat up on the side of the bed on my own, but now I'm able to sit up and during PT, working on standing, and I'm able to stand up.
When Chris Harrell fell in his home New Year's Eve, his legs no longer able to support his 800-pound frame, he called EMS. They had to cut a hole in the side of his house to get him out. They brought him here to Christus St. Michael in Texarkana, where he spent 2 days on a mattress on the floor, while Christus sent for a bed that could hold him. For weeks, the hospital searched for a place equipped to care for someone his size, but they couldn't find anything. So they've kept him here, and he says he is slowly improving.
But today I stood more times than I ever have for longer periods than I ever have. And I did 2 sessions today, and both times I was able to stand more than I had before.
Chris's sister Kim says his spirits are better too.
His personality's coming back. Almost for a little bit, he was asleep. Now he's awake. His personality is back awake.
Christus is also helping him lose weight. Already, he has lost over 100 pounds.
Oh, I want to get healthy, and I will never allow this to happen again. I want to be healthy and mobile and active, and I want to interact with all the kids in my life. And I just very much look forward to that.
He wants his life back.
Definitely.
And Chris Harrell, we're all pulling for you. By the way, he now weighs 676 pounds. He's lost more than 100 pounds. The hospital has put him on a special diet, and he has started on Wegovy, a proven weight loss drug.
Since early January, we have followed the progress of Chris Harrell, a Texarkana man who fell on New Year's Eve. At the time, he weighed 800 pounds, and paramedics had to cut a hole in the side of his home to get him out. Until last week, he was at Christus St. Michael Hospital, where they helped him regain some mobility and lose 200 pounds. He's now back home and says he's committed to shedding more weight.
I'm just looking forward to the next 200 down, honestly. It feels good to know that I'm progressing, and that it helps motivate me to want to keep going further with it.
Harrell has not been able to work since his fall, so his family has set up a GoFundMe page for anyone wishing to help cover his home health expenses.